to the SEC Unfiltered platform. I am your host, Dave Shumate. You heard us not too long ago. We went live with our reactions for all 8 SEC teams making the 2024 NCAA men's college basketball tournament. I'm here to give you the ceiling floor for every team, just individual segments here, starting off with the highest seed from the SEC, the 2 seed in the Midwest, the Tennessee Volunteers. Let me show you the screen here. Let's go to it as well. For Tennessee here, we got them as a 2 seed coming in the Midwest. The 1 seed here would be the Purdue Boilermakers. Tennessee, first matchup here. I think the ceiling here, let's walk through it. I think this is the ceiling. This is how my bracket matches up here. So they're the 2 seed versus the St. Peter's Gales. Remember, this is the same St. Peter's team as a 15 seed. It beat Kentucky 2 years ago with Oscar Tshiebwe and the boys. I don't think it's your grandma's St. Peter's team. Tennessee should be fine in this one. Then Tennessee's going to get either the 7 seed Texas or Texas Longhorns, or they'll get the winner of the play-in game, 10 seed Colorado State Rams and the Virginia Cavaliers here. I think Colorado State's going to win this game, and I actually think Colorado State's going to beat Texas. So pencil me into Tennessee, Colorado State in the second round. If it happened to be Virginia, I think that's an even better matchup for Tennessee. I don't think Virginia will be able to score enough on Tennessee to win the game. And Texas, I'm just not a huge fan of Rodney Terry's team this year. So I think Tennessee, definitely gets to the second round. I just feel very confident in that. Again, the thing I like about Tennessee and Rick Barnes here is people always get real enamored what teams do with conference tournament, what they do in their conference tournament. Like, to be fair, the East region's tough. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. They have the top 4 seeds all win their conference tournament. That's fine. But sometimes that you come in a little fat and happy. You want a team like Tennessee, who already kind of has a chip on their shoulder because of the lack of March success under Rick Barnes. They could be coming in with a little bit more chip on their shoulder after how they played against Mississippi State in that quarterfinal Friday last week. But I think Tennessee gets to the second round. And this is where it could get a little tough here is Creighton. I think they could play Creighton. I think South Carolina could give Creighton a game. But I think Creighton's ultimately is Tennessee's season in the Sweet 16. I think this is where Tennessee would lock down here. I mean, they'll be playing this game. It'll be interesting to see the strategies here, but I like Tennessee from a ceiling standpoint. Yeah, I could see them. They got the front court to stop Cal Brenner. Baylor Shireman will be tough guard, but I also think Tennessee is built to stop a team like Creighton and Coach McDermott and them. So I like Tennessee there in the Sweet 16. Elite 8, I think Purdue's a walk-in to the Elite 8. I think they're going to play TCU, get McNeese State, or they'll win their play-in game, beat TCU, beat McNeese State in the Sweet 16. They're going to play Tennessee. And I think depending how this game's officiated, it could be a brawl depending with Zach Edey. I like Tennessee in this game. Then you're moving to the Final Four. I think they either play Houston, Duke, or Kentucky, probably. They're familiar with Kentucky. I think they match up well with Duke. We saw that tournament game last year. Houston, they can go cold a little bit offensively. What happens if Roberts gets into foul trouble for Houston? I could see Tennessee getting to – and actually, I'll be honest with you, I have Tennessee getting to the Final Four and ultimately losing to Arizona in the national championship. So I think that's the obvious ceiling. My bracket, if you want to go check out my bracket at Mach 10 Sports, that would be Tennessee's ceiling, losing in the national championship. Obviously, the ceiling will be if they get that far in Phoenix, they could beat Arizona again. I think Tennessee's ceiling, if you want to be honest, is a national championship ceiling. Floor. Hear me. I said I think they beat St. Peter's. And I think they beat either of the 3 teams they could face in the second round, the 7 seed Texas and the 2 10 seed play-in games, Colorado State and Virginia. I think Virginia, that could be a potential blowout. That's a bad matchup for the Cavs. But I think the Sweet 16 would be Tennessee's ceiling. Again, I've already taken a buddy up on a bet. I think Tennessee, would be shocked if they don't get to the Sweet 16 this year. Color me baffled if they don't get to the Sweet 16 there. I think their first 2 matchups in Charlotte the first round and second round games will be held in Charlotte, North Carolina for Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins those games, man. They just have too big of matchup advantages. But I think if you're going to make me put my feet to the fire for a floor for Rick Barnes in this 2024 Volunteer squad, I think it could stop at Creighton in the Sweet 16. I think anybody would agree that's fair. See, a lot of people have the 3 seed in the Midwest, the Creighton Blue Jays getting the Final Four, which I think is a fair pick as well. But if we're being fair, I think Tennessee's floor would stop there if Cal Brenner's playing well. He doesn't get in foul trouble. Shireman's shooting lights out. So I think that's where that would be from that standpoint. But I just wanted to go over an individual segment of all 8 teams, starting with Tennessee here, the highest seed in the SEC, the regular season champions, ceiling and floor. Ceiling, I mean, I got them in the national championship. But obviously, the ceiling is the national championship game or national championship overall. I have them in the national championship game, but obviously winning the national championship is very much there for the taking for the Vols. I think floor, for being honest, Sweet 16, I would be floored if Tennessee did not make the Sweet 16. So there you have it. I hope you enjoy a lot of this content coming. We have a lot of NCAA tournament stuff. We still got 7 teams to do their ceilings and floors. Again, I'm your host, Dave Shumate, coming at you from the SEC Unfiltered platform. Remember, all things SEC, obviously basketball, March Madness now. We're going to have a ton of stuff. Opening weekend in baseball this past weekend was phenomenal. We got the second weekend coming up this week. And then we obviously got spring football starting to crack up and stuff. So if you like the SEC, it's content 24/7. 365. This is your place to like, subscribe, give us some feedback, hit that notification bell if you like it as well. But again, we'll be coming at you with content all week. I hope you have a great day.